and welcome to this short review of my new Yamaha P125. This replaces my recently acquired Roland FP30X. And in this video I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why I chose to exchange my Roland FP30X for this Yamaha P125. What you are hearing is what Yamaha refers to as their Ballad Grand piano. And it is sampled from a Yamaha CF3S, and it's going right through the USB audio interface directly into my computer. I like the Ballad Grand preset because it's a little bit more mellow and warmer than the Concert Grand preset. This is one of Yamaha's entry-level digital pianos, 88 graded hammer action keys, dual censored instead of triple censored like the Roland. But I notice I don't play anything that requires such a fast single key repetition that I notice the difference between 3 sensors as opposed to 2 sensors per key. This did come in at about $100 less expensive than the Roland, which was nice. But the main reason why I chose this piano over the Roland FP30X is because of the action, or one of the 3 reasons why I should say, is because of the action. I could never really get used to the heavier action on the Roland FP30X. I thought I would initially, but I found it to be just a little bit too uncomfortable for me to play. I felt like I was struggling, fighting with that keyboard to play it. In my initial review, I measured the touch weight of the Roland FP30X, and I'll go ahead and leave a link to that in the description if you'd like to watch that. But the Roland FP30X came in at 65 to 70 grams touch weight, whereas this Yamaha P125 comes in at 55 grams touch weight. So that's a little bit more of what I'm used to when I play my Yamaha N1X at home, and also some of the acoustic pianos that I have access to as well. So the action is just a bit lighter and more smooth for me to play. Something else I like about this piano is the speaker system. While it has less wattage than the Roland, it has a 2-way speaker system, which means that it has both 4.7-inch speakers and 1.5-inch tweeters, and it projects sound from both the bottom of the piano and the top of the piano, where the Roland just had 4.7-inch speakers downward facing, and it made the overall sound and tone of the piano sound a bit muffled, almost like you're playing the piano with a blanket covering it. So when you played passages that focused on the upper or mid-register, you just didn't have that clarity. For example, with this 2-way speaker system, as I'm playing in the upper and mid-range of the piano, it just resonates better. It has more clarity, and maybe as my ears are getting older, I need to hear those higher frequencies a bit better. And not only that, but the sample libraries playing through this onboard speaker system sounds better as well. With the Roland, I really couldn't play through the onboard speaker systems, the sample libraries. I'd have to use headphones or an external speaker system. But this is sufficient enough where it justifies the hooking up a computer to it, because you could actually hear some of that detail and clarity with this with these tweeters and this upward facing sound. The final reason why I think I like this piano better than the Roland is just the way it behaves as a MIDI controller. There was a certain peculiarity to the Roland. I guess it was just different from my Yamaha N1X and some of the Kawais I've used in the past as well. But the Roland just seemed to be biased more towards softer frequencies, so I had to adjust my touch curve velocity in my software editor and maybe even the touch sensitivity on the piano. So I had to have 2 settings, one setting for work here and then another settings for when I play at home. But this behaves a little bit more consistently like my Yamaha N1X, so I only need 1 settings for both home and for work here, so I like that as well. The only other thing is, just like the Roland, I had to purchase this accessory pedal in order to access the half-pedaling, continuous pedaling feature of the Yamaha 125. I really liked the Roland pedal, and I was hoping it was going to work with this, but it didn't. So I was able to get a refund on that as well, and I was able to purchase this FC3A, which is Yamaha's accessory pedal, and it gives you access to half pedaling features. And it's a nicely built pedal, I like it. And it was less expensive than the Roland pedal. So both the piano and the accessory pedal was less expensive for Yamaha than for Roland, so that saved me some money. So I'm quite happy with this exchange, and I know that this is a little bit older instrument. I think Yamaha brought it to market in 2018, and it does have their older samples on it, CF3S, compared to the newer samples, CFX and Busendorfer. So I'd imagine Roland's going to update this, Yamaha's going to update this eventually. But for now, I'm happy with it. It's less expensive and has just a few of those features that work better for me and what I want to do with this instrument. So I hope that you enjoyed this short review, and I want to thank you for watching. And what I'm going to do as I close this video is just play a short medley that I arranged so you can hear a little bit more of that nice Yamaha Ballad Grand. So again, thank you for watching, and God bless.